Does Digimon have a slow player problem? What are your honest thoughts? Yeah, chat, put your honest thoughts in here. Here, Tefrey is such a guy thinking I'm stealing his content. So much so that I had to just roast him. It's not stealing if I take an idea and change it slightly. Plus, I'd do it better. Because honestly, I would. Digimon has grown a rep where people are slow. Certain decks are slow, and that the game, what the hell am I talking about? The game is just super slow, depending on what deck you're playing. If you're playing something like Rookie Rush, probably not slow. But if you're playing something like, I don't know, Yellow Hybrid, you're probably in for a very long time. We like to see what everyone else has to say about it and see if it's just, some people or everyone. Slow player, not really my experience. Slow decks that take a while. I've never counted someone to be deliberately slow. I mean, yeah, okay. The last 3 events I went to, people were fine until they started losing, then they acted like they only never played it in their life. And my only tie in Ultimate Cup was an Digimon Rush player who, after seeing Takumi on my side, decided to slow play horrendously. That's crazy. Slow players, nah. Decks naturally stall a game out, their massive recovery swings, definitely. So again, that's a conversation where the deck itself is slow, not so much the player, right? Wyatt here. Yes, I've played against a blue hybrid player that had to think for a few minutes just to swing and trash Source of Sojo and then Digi into Corey to stun my alpha. If you live in a glass house, you should not throw stones, Wyatt. And then it comes down to how players analyze this game state. There's players who will think of plays and ask them about them card when their opponent is playing them versus there's the players who wait till it's their turn to analyze. Yeah, that's a skill. You can be efficient or not be efficient, you know what I mean? Drew1TTV, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the True Mario Squad. I mean, slow is a really nice way to phrase it, but yes, I highly agree. Okay. Gage here. I honestly feel like it's up to the matchups and deck choice. Okay. Alright. Cool. Very good. I mean, nearly every game I had yesterday went to time except round 1. Uh-huh. If that's the case, there are 2 common denominators. You or your choice of deck. Every game is a slow player problem. Some do it intentionally, but I'd like to think most of the time it's people just learning the game. That's a very optimistic way to look at things. Assuming people are just learning. Learning. We got a yeah, we do. Also, Tefrey was witness to Izzy slow playing me last night during testing. I believe it. Yellow players and people playing against yellow decks. True. Me playing yellow and assigning my next turn. Oh, man, it's funny because it's a slow joke. Depends on the deck. People tend not to think about plays until it's their turn. Also, best of 3 also don't know when to scoop. That's true. Maybe it's just my locals. Why not ask someone to play a little faster? Locals is getting a little old. Maybe it is. There are slow player, but that doesn't happen too often. Okay. Haven't come across it much, but sometimes I wait for my opponent's fights to resolve and don't realize that it's my turn. Yo, actually that's happened to me before. I would have zoned out. And I would have been like, no, what? Wait, what? Oh, it's my turn. Huh, okay. I was probably thinking about something. It does. Yes, I had to create a friendly Sonic the Hedgehog meme board about the size of a cup. So if a player takes over 20 seconds to make one action, I move it to the battle area. It just says, come on, step it up. Oh, that's so passive aggressive. Man, can you imagine playing Yu-Gi-Oh and having that as a field center? That would be fucking hilarious. That would be great. Okay, this goes to the rules of the game and not having a set time for player interactions. I'm pretty sure there's a set time, isn't there? 30 seconds or something? I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments section. But I'm pretty sure there's a time. I think it's 30 seconds. I also might be thinking about a different card game. That's totally a thing. I do play 4 of them. The game is filled with slow players. The decks in the game aren't as complicated. Granted, y'all might take a little more time, but it'll still take a minute. Interesting. People get confused on slow decks and slow playing. A lot of slow players in Digimon. Awkward situation. If it does ask them to speed up a bit, Pokemon slow playing get a DQ. That's true. Same with Yu-Gi-Oh! I also think there's not enough time, at least when I play hybrid. I would say yes, especially when players are given 48 minutes to finish a round, followed by a paltry 5-minute extension that can be used almost exclusively by 1 of 2 players. It can be used in certain decks like Lilith Loop or whatever, right? This is best of 3. Also, hi Moonrose, I miss you. I miss your milk bags. I got a milk tank yesterday and immediately thought of you. true story. True story. It's really just our faults. That's a very open, honest statement. I get behind that. Every game has slow players. True. True. Very true. Yep. Kyle here. Kyle is one of our residents. He is really good at the game, I would say. Definitely a top contender. He says, I'd just like to say that the 3 turns of time should be guaranteed. If someone takes too long and goes into their time and then milks the clock without their opponent getting their 2 turns, they should get a match loss, especially if the that's lethal. True. I get behind that. Players have slow playing problem because they slow play. It's not inherently the game's fault. Okay, that was Digiburst. True. Short answer, yes and no. Alright. With how fast the game is, I don't see an issue. Okay, So, people just need to be reminded of how much time they have for their turn. You can't be mad if you don't remind them. I guess that's true. Anyway, I'm not going to go through the rest of the comments, but I think this does bring up a very good point, that some decks maybe just feel slower because they just take longer or they're slower to close out a game. Like, a security control deck, a yellow hybrid deck, something like that, has more turns in the duration of a game compared to, like, a Rookie Rush, right? You're just playing a lot of turns. And sometimes when you have so many turns, that's what causes slow issues. I do definitely think that you should be playing a little bit quicker. Absolutely. Like, if you're taking more than 30 seconds to make a singular play, there's probably an issue. Unless you're just, like, new, or you're dumb, or you know what I mean? Unless there's a very good excuse for it. It's just how it is. Like, there's a reason why a Lilith loop turn can take, like, 5 minutes. Because there's just so much to do. And you're just sitting there. You know what I mean? All in all, though, everything has slow players. Every hobby, every game, it doesn't matter what it is. People are just slow. There are just methodical people in the world, too. People just get triggered by it. That's just kind of how it is. That's how the world is. Not everyone is quick. Not everyone is fast. Not everyone can compile a whole lot of thoughts and execute a perfect string of thought within the same amount of time. Everyone is built different. And, yeah. There you go. Let me know what you think.